Airport lines wrapped around terminals, missed flights, TSA officers working without pay since February 14, 2026. So here's the question. If ICE was funded and available, why didn't Trump use them when the shutdown began? Because ICE was never a real replacement for TSA, and the administration only reached for that option after the airport meltdown became impossible to hide. The shutdown crisis didn't explode all at once. DHS funding lapsed on February 13th, and about 50,000 TSA officers were left working without pay. But the real collapse built over weeks. By March 17th, TSA absenteeism had hit 10.2% nationwide, with 30% at JFK, 37% in Atlanta, 35% at Houston, and 39% at New Orleans. By March 21st, Reuters reported that more than 400 TSA workers had quit since the shutdown began. Is Despot Donnie that dumb? And here's the part that blows up the whole talking point. ICE agents are not trained for core airport screening. Reuters reported they are not specifically trained for airport security, and even Tom Homan admitted ICE agents wouldn't be working X-ray machines. The plan was mostly line management, exit lane coverage, and ID checks. Basically support roles to free up actual TSA officers for the real screening work. So, Trump didn't roll out the ICE plan in mid-February because it wasn't a clean solution then, and it still wasn't one in late March. He threatened the move on March 21st, and by March 23rd, Reuters reported that hundreds of ICE and Homeland Security investigations officers were being deployed to 14 airports, including Atlanta, JFK, Cleveland, Pittsburgh, Phoenix, and Fort Myers. At Atlanta, travelers were told to arrive 4 hours early. That's not a sign of control. That's a sign the system is buckling. And the contrast is brutal. AP reported that TSA agents are still showing up without pay, with starting salaries around $34,500 and average pay roughly $46,000 to $55,000. Meanwhile, AP also reported that ICE officers were largely still being paid during the shutdown because of funding from Trump's big tax and spending bill last year. So the administration found money for immigration enforcement, but not for the people screening passengers and bags at the airport. Then there's the hiring surge. DHS bragged in January that ICE had added 12,000 officers and agents, calling it a 120% manpower increase. But Reuters later reported that federal workforce data showed a much smaller net gain of 6,200 once departures were counted. Reuters also reported an internal ICE email warning that the flood of hires had created stalled background checks, with some recruits flagged for suspected gang ties, active warrants, or other serious issues after they were already in the pipeline. That's not what a smooth, fully vetted expansion looks like. And yes, while this airport mess was brewing, Sean Duffy had already made headlines in December 2025 for doing pull-ups at an airport to promote exercise before flights. Nice visual. But here in March 2026, passengers don't need terminal fitness content. They need enough trained screeners to make their flights. So why didn't Trump use ICE back in February? Because ICE couldn't actually do TSA's core job in February, or in March. This was a late-stage political patch, not a serious staffing plan. The real fix was always the same. End the funding impasse, pay TSA, and stop pretending immigration agents can replace aviation security professionals. If you want more fact-checked breakdowns that cut through the spin, subscribe, share, and drop your take in the comments. Was this incompetence, political theater, or both? Subscribe.